But silver is also a superb germicide, which means that medical applications, water treatment applications, and sewerage treatment applications of silver, making use of its germicidal properties, are probably the fastest growing new technological innovations around silver.
Welcome to an exclusive session with Rick Rule, President and CEO of Sprott U.S. Holdings, Inc., a highly renowned and seasoned investor with a keen eye on the gold and silver supercycle. In this video, Rick shares his wealth of experience and expertise, revealing essential tactics and perspectives to ensure you stay firmly in the saddle of this lucrative market trend. Don't miss out on this opportunity to gain invaluable insights that can safeguard your investments and maximize your potential gains in the ever-evolving world of precious metals.
Buying things when they're hated and enjoying the arbitrage from hated to unhated is the easiest money that's made in speculative markets. And the fact that from a speculative point of view, silver is dead in the water, and from the point of view that it has disaffected so many people who were attracted to it in 2020 and 2021 is precisely the reason why I'm attracted to it. Now, let's get around to the basics of your question. Why silver? Silver is the most volatile, I would suggest, of the precious metals. I'm defining the precious metals to be gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Silver traditionally is a second half mover, meaning in precious metals bull markets, the markets are generally led by gold. Once the trend is established and the narrative is established, silver, for whatever reason, and I'm not sure of the reason, perhaps the lower unit cost, moves further and moves faster than gold. My first attraction to silver, of course, came in the decade of the 1970s. The cause for that attention was the fact that the silver price moved from, if my memory serves me well, $1.20 to $50, which was certainly a dramatic move. I'm not trying to say that I caught the bottom or that I caught the top, but I caught enough of the middle that it attracted my attention and has for the rest of my life. And as dramatic as the moves in silver are, the moves in the silver stocks, possibly because the population of them is so few, is even more extravagant. During that period, the 1970s, one silver stock, Coeur d'Alene Mines, moved from 10 cents to $65. Alas, sadly, without me. But that's okay. Others did fine with it. So I would say that there are, from a fundamental point of view, a couple reasons to be interested in silver and silver stocks. But you have to be, I would suggest, first of all, a speculator. And you have to be, I would suggest, a contrarian. The easy money will be made in silver and the silver stocks simply from the arbitrage between hated and disgusted and unhated, just as we saw in the uranium stocks. The easy money in the uranium juniors happened as a consequence of them becoming simply less hated. And that will happen with silver too. And as the price of silver rises, the supply rises for two reasons that most people don't consider. The first is recycling. At low silver prices, it is less efficient to recycle. At higher silver prices, it's more efficient to recycle. And the easiest silver to grab is the silver that's already been mined, that is recycled as a consequence of industrial utilization. The second is that the above ground stockpiles of silver are large and almost unknowably large. Silver still represents a store of value, if you will, off official balance sheets, particularly in South Asia, in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. And what you'll find is that when the silver price moves up in US dollar terms, particularly when the US dollar moves up relative to South Asian currencies, that South Asian people tend to dishoard their silver, which is to say they tend to be better silver investors than Americans. They tend to buy it low and sell it high, unlike us, who tend to buy it high and, of course, sell it low. So the supply of silver is very difficult to understand. The demand side can be similarly difficult, although it's important to note that right now at these silver prices, there is a supply deficit, which is to say the amount of silver produced in all sectors, primary production, co-production, and recycling, is substantially less than global consumption for fabrication. It's important to know that. What is unknowable, at least by me, is what the above ground inventories are and where they're available for sale. So the fact that there is a primary deficit, while it's relevant, is a very difficult thing to gauge fundamentally, because most of the supply that's ever been mined still constitutes in some way, shape, or form supply. Silver bulls, if there are any left, other perhaps than myself, should get solace from the fact that industrial utilization and application of silver is growing very rapidly. The solar industry, as an example, doesn't exist without the reflective properties of silver. All of the new solar panels that you see in Northern Europe, where the sun doesn't shine, are of course dependent on silver. But importantly, new utilizations of silver are occurring. It is fairly durable, it's fairly malleable, it's fairly conductive, and as a consequence of that, and by the way, it's cheaper than gold, of course, as a consequence of that, the utilization of silver in the fabrication of electronics is growing rapidly. But silver is also a superb germicide, which means that medical applications, water treatment applications, and sewerage treatment applications of silver, making use of its germicidal properties, are probably the fastest growing new technological innovations around silver. And I think it's important for people to note that. One of the things that I've always laughed about with regards to the gold market is that with regards to gold, we usually take it out of a hole in the ground called a mine, and then we put it in a hole in the ground called a vault. With regards to silver, an awful lot of it is used. Now, some of it is, of course, as we said before, recycled. It comes back into supply. But a lot of it doesn't. A lot of it is just plain used. And I think that's important. The price of silver, however, does not seem to be set by supply-demand imbalances. Perhaps because the supply is so difficult to understand and forecast, as is the demand. A lot of silver is held off balance sheets, again, particularly in South Asia. And it's difficult to know exactly what demand is there because people are using it precisely because it isn't a government currency. It's used as protection from their government. And those people are wisely unwilling to disclose wealth that they are trying to protect from their own governments.
Thank you for embarking on this illuminating journey through the gold and silver supercycle with Rick Rule. Armed with invaluable insights and strategies, may your investment endeavors be guided by wisdom and foresight. Stay tuned for more empowering discussions, and remember, the path to financial success is often paved with continuous learning and strategic decision-making. Until next time, invest wisely and prosper. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thank you again.